Step 1. Section about ½ inch of your hair where you want the wefts to be placed. Step 2. Braid 2 small braids from each ear to meet in the center of the head and rubber band, or bind the 2 braids with thread. Step 3. Measure the track ear to ear to fit across the whole braid. Step 4. Double stitch the track onto the measured braid. The Brazilian knot weft and the microbead weft is easy to install and easy to remove. Simply cut the thread used to attach the weft to the anchor braid. Gently wash, condition, and air dry for future use.
Hey bunnies, for today's video we're going to be doing a hair review. The hair we're reviewing is from a company called 360 Weft. Now from 360 Weft I received 2 packs of hair where the hair is not on your traditional tracks. Okay, what they do is that they micro loop or micro link each strand of hair together, and then you would sew that hair in between your own hair. So it would be like, you know, when you get the clip-ins, it'd be kind of like that, but instead of just clipping it onto your hair, you would braid your hair from side to side to the middle and then sew the hair onto the braids. So let's get into the packaging. This is what the hair comes in this pink, white, purple, a little bit of blue thing on there. The hair is 20 inches. The one that I'm wearing is human hair quality, so it's not 100% human hair, but it can take heat up to 360 degrees. They do also have 100% Brazilian hair, so if you wanted a longer lasting hair quality or texture, then you can always go for that. What I do love with this hair that they sent me is that it blends so well with my natural hair. My hair is 4 months since my last relaxer, 4 months post, and all I did was just do my regular weekly shampoo, blow dried it, and then flat ironed. I used the Dark and Lovely straightening serum thing while the hair was wet, and it straightened my hair so nicely. And it blends so flawlessly with this hair. The texture, it does have a coarse, relaxed hair texture, so that makes the blending even that much better. Now getting back into the packaging, you get 2 pieces of the hair. You get a 9-inch weft and an 11-inch weft. Like I said, I got 2 packs of this and I used the majority of it. This is all that's left. It comes in the black netting so that everything stays in place. If I can ever get it out. Okay. And this is the hair here. Like I said, it is a micro loop technology that they do. So each strand of hair, and I have like 3 strands here that I can show you individually. That's it there. It's like they just picked up a clump of hair, folded it, and then wrapped, I guess, thread around it, and then connected them all on another piece of thread with knots on it, if that makes any sense to you. Now what I love about this as opposed to the regular track hair or wefted hair is that when you put it in between your hair, it's very lightweight. It feels very natural. Like having it in right now is kind of weird to me because you know my hair is like shoulder length. Having in this extra length and not feeling the bulkiness of a traditional weave, it's kind of throwing me off my game. But what I love is how light it is. I can pin it up into a ponytail if I want to, and I won't see any lumps or bumps or tracks or anything like that. I can always do a half up, half down thing. I could do a top bun, whatever it is that I want to do. and I will not have, like I said, no tracks showing, no bumps, no lumps, nothing like that at all. Again, like I said, this is not what I'm wearing. It's not 100% human hair, but they do have 100% on the website, which will be in the description bar below. You can put heat on this up to 360 degrees, but I'm not going to, because I do notice that it has some kind of protective coating over it, which most synthetic fibers do have. So when you do decide to curl it or flat iron it or whatever you decide to do with it, do note that you will be stripping off that extra layer of coating that gives it that nice what's the word, shine, I guess. What's the luster that gives it the luster that it has. Okay, as far as shipping goes, it took about a week to get to me from when they sent it, so shipping was pretty good. It took me about an hour and a half to install the hair. On the website and on the packaging, it says it takes 15 minutes to install, and that is because if you're doing, like, let's say 1 or 2 tracks, then sure, it's 50 minutes. But if you're like me and you want like a full head of weave, like in between, it took me about an hour to braid everything down and then sew it. And I have in 4 rows of this hair in my head, and you can see how thick this is. Like, look at all of that. And this is only 4 rows of hair. How I space them out is I use my fingers. I do either 3 or 4 finger spaces apart, just so that it's even all throughout. So starting at the back, I'll put my 4 fingers up, make a space, make a part, straighten my hair, braid it down, sew the hair, make another section, straighten it, braid it, so on and so forth with the 4 sections. And the 2 packs, again, like I said, it did my head, and I still had this left over. And I could have put this in there, but I feel like it would have looked too thick, you know, which if that's what you're going for, go ahead, but this is it, and I absolutely love it. So far, no shedding at all, because like I said, it's not on Weft. So when you do measure and sew and cut and all that stuff, you're not actually cutting the hair itself. Okay, so there will be 0 shedding with this hair. This is, like I said, I think I said 20 inches. It is a true 20 inch. You know, synthetic hair, they always are like true to length, or even give you like a little bit more inch or so. This is like a really nice full length 20 inch hair. Okay, the texture is super nice, especially for my chocolate girls out there, my natural hair girls out there who will like to straighten their hair. Go ahead and grab you some of this, because this hair is freaking amazing. Okay, if you wanted to wash your hair with the extensions in, go ahead and do so, because like I said, you're sewing it in between your natural hair, so it's gonna be a breeze just to get your fingers in there. And if you get these synthetic hair like I have, definitely use cold water, not hot water, to wash your hair. The cold water will keep it from frizzing or tangling or anything like that, whereas the hot water will take away the coating that is on the hair itself. Okay, use conditioner. Try not to use shampoo, because again, shampoo dries out your natural hair, so shampoo would definitely dry out this hair. So try to stick to clarifying shampoos if you want, or just deep conditioners. No blow dryers. If you're getting the synthetic hair, do not use your blow dryer on there, because like you can, but I don't recommend it if you want the hair to last you a long time. If you want your money's worth out of this hair, try to put as little heat as possible on this hair. If you do decide to go in and curl it, go under the 360 that they recommend, because again, it will increase the longevity of the hair. Quick tip before I go, I want to mention that when I was putting the hair in, I found that just after I braid it, just take the weft, not the weft even, the track, the hair, whatever you want to call it, because it's not, you know, on a weft per se. Take the hair and just start sewing it on there. Okay, you want to double thread, of course. Sew the hair onto the braids and then cut it. Don't measure and then cut, because by the time you've done sewing, you get to the other end of the hair, you think you measured it correctly, there still will be some space left over. Because I remember I had like one piece, I think I took the 9-inch, and I thought it was going to fit perfectly across, and it did not at all. I had to end up cutting the other piece. And like I said, when you cut it, there's no shedding, because you're cutting the thread and not the hair itself. one more tip, I know I said that was my last tip, but one more tip is when you're actually sewing the hair in, you want to make sure that you leave some hair out on the sides. So as you're parting, leave out just a little bit. If you want, you know, separate it or straighten that section and then braid the rest of your hair, because I didn't go through and, you know, flat iron my entire head. What I did was separate the section that I was going to leave out, straighten that, separate it from the rest of my hair, make a section, braid those sections down. Now, the section where you're going to braid, take out just a little bit so that when you decide to pull your hair up into a ponytail or anything like that, you have the hair covering the weave. Okay, make sure that you do that. If you don't do that, then you will have the hair sticking out on the sides, and then that won't be natural, it won't be cute, and yeah. That is all I have for you today. If you have any questions about the hair, about my technique, about anything at all, please leave it in the comment section below and I'll answer as soon as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, peace sign and kissy face. Bye.